Mr. Speaker, I'm on the floor today to express my disappointment that my colleagues and I were prevented from offering an amendment to the NDAA dealing with the constitutional responsibility of Congress to declare war. Like many members of Congress, I had the opportunity to speak at events on Saturday, Sunday, and Monday on Memorial Day weekend. Every time I spoke, I mentioned my frustration that the McGovern Jones Amendment was not able to be brought to the floor for debate and a vote. However, I was pleased that Adam Schiff's amendment to repeal the authorization for use of military force, which was passed by Congress in 2001, was at least brought up for a debate. However, I was disappointed that the Schiff Amendment was defeated because no president should have the authority to send men and women to war without action from Congress. According to CRS, the AUMF has been invoked in 30 known instances by President Bush and Obama for the purpose of deploying troops. This represents an abdication of our constitutional responsibility. Yesterday, I had the honor of visiting Walter Reed National Military Medical Center. And Mr. Speaker, I have beside me a triple amputee. This gentleman gave his arms and both legs for our country. Yesterday at Walter Reed, during my visit, I had the privilege of talking with several of our nation's heroes who have lost limbs, double amputees and triple amputees. Mr. Speaker, those lost limbs as well as other injuries, both physical and mental, are why I had veterans approach me at Memorial Day events to say that they agree that Afghanistan is not worth the blood that has been shed there. Furthermore, they agreed with me, Afghanistan is not worth America continuing to borrow money from foreign nations, driving up further our debt of our nation to fund President Karzai's corrupt government when we have a multitude of problems and needs right here in America. Mr. Speaker, I would like to close my comments by quoting Pat Buchanan, and I believe this describes our situation in Afghanistan. This is the quote from Pat Buchanan: "Is it not a symptom of senility to be born from the world so that we can defend the world?" Speaker, I'm going to repeat that one more time. Is it not a symptom of senility to be born from the world so that we can defend the world? Mr. Speaker, we are a debtor nation. We can't even pay our bills without going into the international markets and borrowing money to pay last year's bills. It is time that this Congress understand that we need to come back to America and rebuild America. We need to be smart with our foreign policy. We need to be smart with our men and women in uniform. And when I look at this poster one more time, Mr. Speaker, when I saw that young man from Camp Lejeune, which is in my district yesterday, 23 years of age, and his father, who was probably about 51 or 2, and the young man has both legs gone and an arm. And I looked in the eyes of the father, who's probably 50 or 51, and what I saw pain, what I saw was worry, what I saw was sorrow. We in this Congress need to follow our constitutional responsibility and never send our young men and women to war unless we debate it and we declare war on the floor of the House. I yield back the balance.